Okay, calling this meeting to order at 6:30 PM. So short business, considering additions or adjustments to the agenda, are there any? All right, hearing none. Review of invoices and orders, they're going around. Public comment and public announcements. Chatty bunch, none, okay. Select board updates or concerns.
It's not really, I guess it's a little bit of a concern. So we get the sheriff's reports emailed to us, and I just noticed that it'd be nice to see like a hours per town breakdown to be able to compare like the incidents per patrol hour and determine whether Johnson is genuinely a hotspot or just better covered. Cause like it's hard to like evaluate the data, because if you just look at the data, it looks like we have a lot of activity, but we might just have more patrol hours than like the other towns that they service. So I don't know.
Have we ever had patrol hours?
I mean, when
I
I
know.
toured the sheriff's department, which Roger would more than gladly give anybody a tour that asked for it, as far as I know. They did go over, you know, kind of how they track it and what a model 12-hour period would look like, but I don't think I've ever seen an actual
Never seen a
dedicated
breakdown.
written down hours.
Yeah.
No, we've never seen a breakdown over here.
Okay. So would it be okay if we reached out to them?
Why not?
Okay.
Sure.
We paid over $500,000. We gotta get something.
But when we pick the phone up, they show up.
That's all.
So, okay, maybe.
I know they come
okay,
to
Roger.
our
Yeah,
members.
Roger.
Mhm.
even by accident.
I'm sure.
Okay, any other concerns, comments?
I would like to make sure that we don't lose sight of purchasing salt for next year.
Yeah.
I believe we're gonna try to purchase it on this year's money, so we could have that spent for
June 30th.
June 30th.
Any chance we can get in on this state?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can I ask Rosemary a question in this?
Absolutely.
Industrial park bond,
Mhm.
can we estimate what that is for setting the tax rate July 1st, or do we have to have the funds?
I can ask the bank what the interest rate would be,
And we can do like a projection.
projection.
To estimate the expense for before we set the tax rate. We don't actually have to have money out.
No, when do you expect we'll need to have the money?
I would assume sometime in the next fiscal year.
Mhm.
So we need it for setting the tax rate, but I could be off on that too.
Because you're planning on doing road construction this summer. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep rust. Okay, good point on this. John, you're gonna follow up on that state contract for the salt?
Yes.
See if we can get on that. Okay. Anything else? All right. Next item is the consent agenda. Consider approving the minutes for March 19th and consider approving the minutes for March 26th meetings.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second,
Quick. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And not abstaining. All right, the ayes have it. All right, 6:50, clerk and treasurer's report, warrants, licenses, and any action items. Rosemary.
Okay, I handed out the budget status report.
Anything on here you want to highlight for us?
To date, we are at almost 60% of budget for spent. And
92 revenue.
yes, and the state will be sending the true up on the school payments in April, so that at the April meeting, we'll have a much better figure of what our current taxes should be much closer to 100%. And we are still waiting for the state payment for grand list. That should be coming shortly. And I did receive the first payment on the library construction. invoice, and we should be getting the second one, I think, this week. And we did receive USDA money for Lenway Lane. And I'm still waiting for the money for the VEC stormwater project.
Okay,
What's the holdup on that revenue?
I emailed Lumley last week and I have not heard back from them, so I'll have to either ask John to send an email that's a little hoarsely worded.
Please.
yeah, certainly we should. We should be getting answers when we ask.
So that's $200,000.
And you received money for Lenway Lane, but you don't have any reimbursements for Holmes Meadow yet?
Yeah, they're all up to date, except this new one here, they're gonna put in right off to get the money to pay the second payment for that. Lenway.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, Holmes Meadow,
okay, but we did receive Lenway Lane.
Yeah.
fund.
yes.
Anything else of note or concern, Rosemary?
On the budget stuff, no, not till we get the mud season stuff done. Which probably happening shortly.
That has not been as bad as past years. So
So far, so good.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, thank you.
And I have
Any
one
other
other
questions,
thing.
Peter?
Just quick question.
Yep.
In these going around,
We are
what,
now the proud owner of the Old Town Hall. Woo! As of last week.
That's really wonderful, isn't it?
transformative.
Peter?
where'd the dollars come from? Fish and Wildlife, what
Yep.
do we pay them for?
People that come in and buy into the office and buy their fishing and hunting licenses.
We get to pay for the employee time and we don't get any money. That's
No,
a
we get
wonderful gift the
we
state
get
gave us.
$1.50 a tag.
Big money.
Big money maker.
Cost $3 to write it out, but $1.
And some good news is Blackjack Properties paid their lien, paid off their note from the CIG fund, and I have a lien discharge for
Great.
you guys to approve and sign.
Yeah, thanks.
They paid it off on April 2nd.
That's awesome.
So now, well, they sold the building, so that's why they paid it off.
Thank you.
So now we have an additional
So-
$8,000 to lend out.
I will
Thanks.
motion to approve the discharge of lien from Blackjack Properties LLC and authorize the chair or town administrator to sign on behalf of the board. I
Second.
know you guys haven't seen it. but
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Do you need an amount in that motion or, okay,
It's been paid in full.
any further discussion? All those in favor?
Hi.
Me,
Aye.
All those against? All those abstaining? Okay, the ayes have it. All right, anything else, Rosemary?
That's all that I have.
All right, thank you. I don't see Jean, so we'll see.
She is on Zoom.
Oh. Hi, Jean,
Good evening.
you're up.
Hey, John, did you pin him?
oh,
So the next item is application, Jean Richards, DBA Dion River Spirits. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. Pardon me, Jean. I beg your pardon.
Take your time.
Next item is town clerk and town treasurer job descriptions, review and consider approving. John?
Okay, so the first one is the town clerk. I had a couple of town clerk job descriptions. I put them together to make one. I had a chance to sit down with Rosemary and she went through it and gave me her feedback. And then I sent it out to the select board. I got their feedback. I did get quite a bit of feedback from Paul, and that's in red. One of the things I noted was that when I started in Maine, it would be like a town clerk deputy treasurer. And the more that I looked here in Vermont, it would be assistant. So my changes are in blue. So as we go forward, I was gonna present this to the board, see what their thoughts were. The town treasurer, the same thing. I changed deputy to assistant. Worked with Paul on a couple of different changes. Those are in red. I did get a chance to pass them to Lydia and Susan, and they had a chance to look at them. So I think I got everybody's changes in, and I like to present those to the board and get their feedback.
Apology to the board. I just sent my comments to John today, so sorry you didn't have a chance to see them earlier, but they're pretty short and sweet.
We're just looking at the clerk, assistant treasurer, right?
Starting with clerk, right? Comments, questions, concerns, additions? Subtractions?
I did actually read it through. Minus the red. I just, I feel comfortable with it, just knowing that it's past 5 Rosemary and Susan, Lydia, John. The only thing I mentioned, I am not much of a proofreader, but maybe just do a word search and change accessor to assessor. It pops up a couple
And then there's a reference, the deputy on page,
2 and 3.
yeah,
Yeah, 2 of the titles on page 2.
yeah. The title on page 2, the title on page 3, but that's not a big deal.
Page 4.
Yep.
I have a generalized comment. The job descriptions are setting it up for the clerk to be subordinate to the treasurer and the treasurer to be subordinate with the clerk. Are we just handling that with policies? That was a concern of mine. If we split them into a clerk and treasurer, but it's a clerk assistant treasurer and a treasurer assistant clerk, they're each subordinate to each other. That was a scenario that it's a concern of mine. I don't know how we want to. Obviously, the job description needs to call for the duties. I just don't know if it's the office offer letter or. I don't know how we structure that.
I think it's a valid concern. That's partly what I was trying to get at with the addition I put in red. So for the town clerk, for example, it says provide direction and supervision over the assistant town clerk related to duties of clerk responsibilities and election duties. So they both report to John or Will.
So you're changing that to the town administrator and to the select board?
That wasn't the approved structure we approved.
Wasn't?
No, double check though. No, I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. I think
I thought it was.
you guys talked about it, but you still decided where that position.
Keep the treasurer.
We're talking about the town clerk now.
Well, if we have a separate position, I mean, we could have it, if the board wished, they could have the town clerk report to me and then have the treasurer report to the board.
Okay, I
This
thought that's
is-
what we did do.
Well, we have it as one person.
Oh, we hadn't split it at that point. Okay. I
Mhm.
see.
At that point, it was one position
Right.
Right.
Okay. I'm
with
mistaken.
an assistant. Now we're talking about 2 positions, which each is each other's assistant. Like anything, with the right people, it's not gonna be a problem. If there's board turnover and confusion or employee turnover and confusion, it could lead to a less than ideal work environment for the employees. That's the only reason that I care.
Mhm.
Future board can figure it out, but I don't wanna pass it down with that potential issue.
Well, if the issue came up again, I mean, we could go back to the clerk treasurer and then the assistant clerk, assistant treasurer.
Oh, we've already had that conversation at length, and I lost that one. I'm not even saying we go back to that conversation. I'm
Yeah.
just saying we need to be cognizant of it, and maybe that's set in policy. Maybe we have like a clerk policy and a treasurer policy as well as the job description. I don't know. More paperwork. That's awesome.
Well, you're talking about like the flow chart, right?
Well, we're gonna
With
have to
the-
revisit that if we use these then.
Yeah, but could this be like the policy? Or,
Yes, but my issue is each department being a subordinate to the other, and potentially if there was ever disagreements or whatever, or hostility,
Mhm.
you know, one entity could treat the other entity advantageously. And that could just lead to a tit for tat show, which the town doesn't need. I'm probably worrying about something that may never happen.
No, I think it's a good point. It's not an ideal setup. So we need to think about how it plays out. So I would suggest, since I threw in comments at the last minute here, and Evan's bringing up a good point, maybe we don't finalize these tonight, but we think about the wording we could use, and then we're gonna have to revisit the flow chart that we had anyway. We have this set up this way.
Or just like a line, you know, if. I don't know how to word it. You're better with words than I am. I come from the backwoods. Maybe a line that says any employee disputes between the assistant treasurer and the town clerk will be settled by select board or town administrator, or something, like just something clear that says it's not going well, somebody else needs to know.
Yep.
And, you know, maybe something needs to be changed.
well, just a temperature check. Do we all
pay
think
that.
that the
That's why
town
Okay,
clerk
so
and the
that's-
town treasurer should report to select board directly?
I still have the chat.
Or,
Okay.
That will cost us more if we split.
will cost us more if we split?
Well, like right now, we have a town clerk treasurer, right? And we have a town treasurer reporting to us on financials, and then we're gonna have a town clerk reporting to us. Or talking with us about a liquor license, which falls under the clerk duties, not the treasurer, correct?
Correct.
So now we need 2 employees sitting at this board and missing time tomorrow to make up for what they sat at this meeting for. Maybe that doesn't have to be every meeting.
I think the town treasurer should attend meetings, but if they're also the assistant clerk, it's a liquor license, it's not like, you know. I only a clerk, an assistant clerk, that has a liquor license, I think. And that, I think that was.
Yeah, it's not like we have a lot of them.
We don't have a-
Discussion,
no.
like,
So-
discussion, it wasn't, like, we both agree that the treasurer should attend the meetings, but the clerk. The assistant clerk can handle like clerk stuff, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, good point.
I'd just like to add also, I think that there are enough resources between the board and the town administrator, that if conflicts would arise. Between, if we have, you know, because hopefully we're having a separate clerk and treasurer, that we can manage. You know, as the town administrator could be a mediator, or we come to the board with issues, or there's another line in the job descriptions. I think there are enough resources to handle that.
Well, I think there are, but I think that the job description should say who the person reports to, and right now it doesn't. Because if we muddied it up with changing the positions relative to the flow chart we had, so I think we need to revisit it anyway.
Well,
Sorry for not seeing that earlier.
I'm fine with both roles reporting to the select board, so I'm wondering if the rest of you feel that way.
Mr. Chairman, before we get any further, I'd like to bring up something on what we passed over, director's orders.
Well, let's finish this first and come back to it, okay?
Is, okay,
We're in mid-
I want to get this
we're in
straight out.
midstream, okay. Well, temperature check for the rest of the board then. Clerk and treasurer are both reporting directly to the select board.
Straight out.
We talking about supervisory?
Yeah,
I'm still inclined to go with town administrator in the supervisory role.
Same here, the town administrator should be above all as far as I'm concerned.
Mr. Patch.
I'll let Adrian go first.
well, we've had this discussion when we talked about the employee flow chart. I think that it could lead to a bottleneck if both of them are reporting to the town administrator, and they wouldn't be able to communicate with us enough if that was the way. Yeah.
They all need to work together in unison for the community. I see no harm in having the treasurer report to the board. I'm not trying to undercut the town administrator.
Yeah.
For my 2 cents, I would say that as far as supervisory, I don't think the board should be directly supervising. That's not really our job. We're supposed to be setting policy and having John implement it. So I think the clerk should report to the town administrator. I do think the board should hear directly from the treasurer, though, just to make sure everything is unfiltered and casting no aspersions, John, no offense, but
No,
the board's duty is to make sure that we know what's what financially. So I would split them up that way.
I could live with that.
Sounds like we have a lack of consensus, though.
Peter can live with that. You got it. I think that we're at a lack of consensus before. That's what.
That's how we started this conversation, I think.
If there could be a line added, just, to make it where there's an out, if there's an adversarial situation between any two employees, I would be happy with that. The only other real comment I have on the job descriptions is with the town treasurer job description. I don't know if it needs to be written there or not. I think it would be helpful for the board once things are divvied up. I know it'll be like a little confusing, but it would be helpful to have maybe a policy where orders are closed on a Thursday and go out with the packet or something. I just remember being a new board member and going, I don't know. There's a lot of lines and we spend a lot of money.
We spend too much,
That could probably go in the treasurer's job description, prepare orders for board packet or something similar.
You got about being able to review these things earlier.
I think it'd be helpful for some board members.
I would like that very much.
So invoice them once, closed on Thursday.
Right now, Rosemary's working 3 jobs, so it's a little.
But we'd have to figure out the details of it, but yeah, close it earlier so we could have reports prepared and posted maybe on the select board
On select
portion of the
board,
site or something.
Yeah, we would probably have to change our procurement policy or something, maybe. Say when invoices would have to be sent in by, probably not. And then the PO, like ordering and maintaining the POs, I think should go in the treasurer's job description.
We don't have POs at this point. We talked about it,
We talked about implementing a PO system. Maybe on the transition's the time to do it. I'm not trying to force anything down anybody's throat here. I'm trying to have a conversation. I think a PO system's good.
Invoices have to be on board with it too.
Yep.
All right, what'd you say, Rosemary?
Jason had to be on board with it too, because there's a lot of highway invoices.
A lot. Yes, John.
I was gonna say, when we're talking about, with the,
not necessarily.
who the employees report to,
From the board.
could we add, one option could be that, if in the event of a conflict, they would report to me. And then if they weren't satisfied with the result, then they could report to the board.
What if the town clerk reports to the town treasurer and the town administrator?
Town clerk reports to the treasurer.
Yeah, because they're under them still. Well, they're like, I don't know.
They're a deputy treasurer,
Yeah,
assistant treasurer.
yeah.
Well, they're both assistants to each other.
Mhm.
That's
I don't know.
pretty muddy.
I didn't,
Confusing.
I didn't mind your recommendation, providing an out, but if you didn't like the result. Like already
Then
having.
they could go to the select board.
I
You guys-
think it's fair.
All our,
I think it's fair to have whoever be the supervisor, but maybe John is the office leader. For the, office HR, whatever, the starting point at least.
Any other comments on this? Are we okay with not finalizing these tonight? Yes,
What's our what's our timeline? Cause
Short.
wanna be behind.
next meeting. Let's just get it done.
Okay.
Next meeting, second meeting.
What was your compromise, Paul, you had?
My suggestion was that the treasurer report to the select board, and the clerk report to John.
Money things come directly to us. Dog licenses don't.
Right.
I know that's grotesquely simplified. Not trying to downplay any portion of it. Timeline. This is a good one. We probably should all agree with one. Rosemary's last day is June 30th, 2028.
Mhm.
2026.
We have a disagreeable employee here. Can't work under these environments.
Not the final agreement.
June 30th, so it would be best to have, in my opinion, positions hired. Some cross-training work done, what could be done. Like June 1st, which means that we should do interviews in May. Our second meeting is the second meeting in April. So I think we have to post coming out of next meeting. And I probably muddy the waters the most here, so. I won't come to the next meeting.
I'm comfortable approving these with the changes we've discussed tonight. So that we can get this little. So we have time.
John?
I was gonna say, I mean, if we're doing an office restructuring, you know, we could use the employees that we have to fill the positions. I think they're both more than qualified. You know, I would like to see, you know, the sooner that we can get somebody working with Rosemary and learning all that they can, I think it's gonna be more advantageous to us.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, with what was discussed at the last meeting, you know, we should be able to do it with the two that we have. You know, the village is looking to hire for their position. But I mean, I talked with Susan and Lydia, and they're pretty comfortable that, you know, they'd be able to do the workload going forward.
Speak up, please.
Okay. Basically, what I was saying is, you know, with the office restructuring that we have, we've got two good employees for the treasurer in the town clerk's position. You know, my recommendation is that we fill them internally. I know Evan mentioned posting the position. But I mean, would you be looking to add to what we have?
It's maybe one of those just always been done things. I
Mhm.
believe for the taxpayers, we always owed posting the position and
Right.
interviewing candidates. I'm just trying to look for the best.
Yeah. And I get that, but I mean, for the employees that we have, you know, that would create some uncertainty for them. I mean, if we bring somebody else in, how do we budget? You know, we're gonna go from 2 people to 3 people.
Didn't we talk to, I mean, we don't have the money for 3 people.
Right, but that's what I'm
Uh,
saying. I mean, I would like to use what we have. And I think they're more than capable. I've talked to Rosemary about what her thoughts were.
Didn't
she's-
we talk about this and it could be internally posted for
We have
2
Yeah.
weeks?
Internally, I think that's what our attorney said. We have to post it at
Yep.
least internally. And then it was a little bit unclear. as to
And then I
whether we
reached
can-
out to Vermont League of Cities and Towns. And on the office restructuring, you know, that would be up to the board.
So why don't we get these together and post them internally and see if we get some applications?
Okay.
That's true, but if we get applications internally, we do not need to post externally. Because let's face it, if probably there is the board's position would be probably to promote inside, and it would be wasting people's time
Right.
to come in here to possibly think they're gonna get a job and not gonna get it. So,
I mean, I don't think too that, you know, the turmoil that it would create with the employees that we have, what happens to them?
yes,
So coming full circle, is the board okay with approving these job descriptions with the edits we've discussed this evening?
yeah.
Yes.
Do we need a vote?
No, we'll just have to retroactively, yeah, there should be a vote on the job description. I was gonna say we could retroactively vote to approve at our next meeting, or we could just do it
No, I
here.
think we should just, so, okay, all those in favor, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the job descriptions with the edits made tonight for both the town treasurer, assistant clerk, and the town clerk, assistant treasurer, and have the board chair and vice chair review those changes before posting.
Second.
Hold on. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstaining? None. All right, you guys have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Gene, my apologies. We're
Mr.
back to you.
I
Oh,
want to go back. Before
beg
that.
your pardon. You're on hold again. I'm trying, Gene.
We had a discussion last meeting about holding some payments back from a vendor.
Yep.
There is another charge in this set of director's orders. I approved the main director's orders, but I put a no by the vendor in discussion. And I request that the rest of the board do the same thing until we get it all sugared out.
Okay, so everybody look at that when you get a chance to review.
I'm good with it.
Then you have to put
You
no
want me
for
to-
payment.
You want me to initial it?
Sign it, yeah.
Okay, enough said.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, Gene, now we're ready for you. Thank you for your patience. Next up is application for liquor license. Gene Richards doing business as Guion River Spirits LLC for a restaurant with outside liquor sales at Johnson Woolen Mills.
no move.
Well, hang on. Gene, do you have some information to provide?
What's the question? What was the question?
Do you have information you want to present to the board in regard to this?
Fill out the
license?
application, and did everybody get a chance to take a look at it?
Yes.
Yes, yep.
I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. Gave a tour today, and most of you have been through the facility and seen the updates we've made. But we're here tonight just to answer questions and make sure it's the direction that the town would like to go in.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you plan, just for the record?
So for the record, we're planning on having up to 100-seat restaurant with, a bar and kitchen, and then that's about it. We don't really have a venue yet. We're hoping to have affordable food, but we're still working with different folks on that. But right now we're trying to get ahead of the game here, and these things take time, and we'd like not to lose the entire summer if we didn't need to. So we're doing the things that take time.
Yeah. You'll have
Understood.
a-
Questions?
You'll have a clear fenced in area, I take it.
Yeah, the river.
Well, outside consumption, I'm pretty sure that's.
Anything that we do that is open to a public area will be have some sort of retainment area that a traditional bar might have, ballards or things like that to define the area.
Okay, and you probably maybe have had these discussions, maybe not. Are you planning to serve outside until close? And if so, what hours are close hours? I only asked the question. It's not adversarial. We have a noise ordinance about
Yeah,
making loud noises after 10 PM, and I'm wondering if this is gonna be something that we're gonna hear a lot of.
no, you're not. I mean, that's the opposite of what we want to do. You know, many folks have mentioned, you know, that we use this area instead of for a restaurant, a venue. And that's actually what we don't want. We don't want, you know, people coming into town that are gonna visit once and, you know, be loud and crazy. We want just the opposite. And part of being on the Guyon is enjoying, you know, what it has to offer for sound and noise. And so I can't, and I'm not anticipating it to go on and on. It's not our hope. You know, it's to have regular hours that will conform with the rest of the town. But I don't have those hours right now because I don't have the venue yet. But I'm not anticipating on having it be, you know, a late venue.
Okay, thank you. Other questions?
I'll motion to I'm not seeing questions.
John, question?
I was gonna say, Rosemary and I, we were fortunate there that Gene gave us a tour of the work that he's done, and I mean, it's beautiful.
It is.
I've been over there too, and it is gonna be an asset to the community.
Definitely.
Certainly.
Yep, absolutely. Already is. Kevin?
I was just gonna make a motion to approve.
Hey,
Like,
Kevin.
really?
I'd also encourage anybody that hasn't been over to come over. I am there absolutely every day, and I would love to show anybody that would like to see it. You know, I'm very proud of the work that everybody has done there, and we've really tried hard to make it a spot that, you know, people will be able to celebrate Johnson and celebrate the Guyon and the peace that it brings and not the destruction. So we're really, we think this could be a great opportunity, you know, for Johnson and actually for the state of Vermont. And we have had the Airbnbs open for about 2 weeks now, and it's absolutely amazing that, you know, people that ski at Jay Peak come and stay there, and then they go eat, you know, down at Jan's. You know, so that is kind of what we want to see happening. We'd like to see, you know, we'd love them to eat at our place, but we'd also like them to eat and, you know, go to Jenna's and different places. I mean, it's really about building you know, back what Johnson has lost. And that's what we're trying to create, is to bring something back so that people have a reason to come. And also the people in Johnson have something to do, and they don't have to drive to another community to get it. I mean, there are nice things at the other communities, but we can do better. And that's what we're about, you know, tonight.
Great. Well, I think I speak for the board, and I speak for myself, I guess I should, and just say we're really appreciative of what you've done so far. It's, you've made a big mark already, so thank you for that.
I'll second that motion that was made by Evan.
Okay, so we have
I
a
haven't
motion to
even made
approve,
one.
You did.
and we have a
Made it.
second. Any further discussion?
Donna, for clarity, the motion is to approve liquor license application for first and third class
I
liquor
understand
sales
it.
with outdoor consumption for Guyon River Spirits LLC
Okay,
with our
any further
contingency
discussion?
letter.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All
I
opposed?
think he's gonna be ready for quite some.
Pardon me?
Thank,
Are you talking to me?
It's gonna be a while before he's
Yeah.
open.
thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
You bet. All right, next up, grand list signature page. That's just something we have to circulate here.
Is that good? Do you have it?
You know,
You can be first.
Well, that's,
How's that?
it's written on. Motion to approve the grand list signature page?
Yes, Justin's,
Second.
Justin's signature.
Pardon me?
Who seconded?
Justin, when he presented it to me there, that's his signature.
Okay,
That's the suit with no field, right?
Yes.
Yeah, certificate, no appeals or suits pending.
Rosemary, do we need to vote on this? Or is this just, we need to sign it?
You sign.
Okay,
Why is it even in the packet? I made a good motion and you ruined it all.
Welcome.
I think that's bad.
Wait a minute, I didn't even sign the next file. I'm keeping these.
Okay, ambulance contract. Scott Griswold, Newport AMB gives an update to the select board. You're up, sir.
Yes, thank you. As mentioned, I'm here to sign the fiscal 26-27 ambulance contract that was approved by all 5 towns. We have a master copy signed by all towns at the request of our auditors. That's what I'm here to know.
Okay, can I ask you to pull up the mic just so the folks online can hear you? You can turn your chair up.
This is, we started service here. There's a lot of new faces up front here. There's been a transition on Johnson the last few years. So we started here July 1st, 2003. We had prior to town meeting that year, the service that provided ambulances service to the 5 towns tripled their cost. So I was on the Hyde Park Select Board, talked to the other towns. We decided to meet to discuss if there was any other options. In the meantime, I checked with the state, checked with the Vermont Ambulance Association. They're giving some tips on how to go about that. So at that meeting, I was asked to go and get options. The only other option we had was Newport Ambulance. And they came in slightly more. But we felt after interviewing them, we felt the 5 towns felt more comfortable with them. So we went that route. At that time, where it was just over $23 per capita, the boards decided that we would divide the cost between the 5 towns per capita based upon the 10-year census. So that percentage will not change again in 2031. So in that time, we've averaged 3.5% increase per year over those 23 years. This year it's a 3.1% increase. So that was the second station that Newport Ambulance built and moved into. We've added 2 more locations since then. So we have, one of the reasons we can keep our costs of the towns down, we have a CFO and a CEO that run all 4 locations. We have a separate budget for all locations, and we have a budget for the business as a whole. So there's lots of monthly payroll for us to look at. I am the vice president of the board and live here in Hyde Park. So if there's anything anybody needs, I've already talked to John. If there's anything anybody needs or concerns, I can be at a meeting quite easily.
Great, thank you.
So
They also can kind of form their own mutual aid a little bit with the size that they are now, which I think has helped considerably with costs.
right, we have, so for the first quarter of this year, we provided 20 mutual aid and paramedic intercepts to services around us. We have received mutual aid once. In Newport, we are our own mutual aid system. And when all our crews are out of Johnson, we slide a crew down from Troy, either take a call while they're en route or into the building. And then we'll slide a crew from Newport into the Troy building. So our goal is to make sure we have somebody in the building all the time. Will it always be work that way? No, there's not enough employees. But we strive to make sure that we can get to those calls. And our first, and not in Johnson, but in Eden and parts of Belvedere, we, the sheriff's department will call Troy Rescue for mutual aid automatically because we are closer to those areas immediately. And then if there's come down and are sitting in the building, they'll automatically respond. And if whatever crew takes the mutual aid call, that is a ambulance. Like if Troy takes a call down here, or if we took last year, we took a call in Newport, that money goes into Johnson and vice versa. It would go into Troy or Newport if they took that call. So we charge $50.03 per capita presently right now to the 5 towns. That compares to services around us that are slightly over $125 per capita. Our Newport area is less than that, but they do 3,000 calls, like over 3,000 calls. We do 1,700 calls here. Troy and Morgan pay more than that because they're only doing about 500 calls.
Last year, you had said that you were trying to work with the state to get Medicare billing repaired,
We're always,
more accurate. Is that
always-
being
we're
solved?
always
or-
lobbying, for Medicare, Medicaid increases. We did have this year, there is a 2.5% Medicare increase. And in Vermont, Medicaid is tied to that, so you got an increase on that.
So it's all,
We still lose money.
it's only 50% short. That's great.
Yes, but we did buy new software a year and a half ago. That is incredible software, and it really enables us to find secondary insurances. And our people in the billing department have gone to classes and really are making sure that they are filling the paperwork out. If you don't fill your paperwork out for an insurance company, Medicare, Medicaid, you're not going to get paid. And our people are, I feel, the best in Vermont at getting every penny that they can get. And we will continue to do that.
Certainly.
So
Your much.
here's the master, I have a master copy here.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to make a motion here. I'm just looking for the number.
Johnson's this year is 174, 654, 73. We would like to be able to reduce that to 0, but the call volume here just doesn't support that.
Yeah, motions to amend.
All motion to approve the NEMS contract as presented tonight in the amount of $174,654.73.
Yes.
Authorizing the chair to sign on behalf of the town.
I wish you had spoke up like that all the other years. Everybody could hear you then.
Second.
Thank you. Any
Uh,
further discussion?
Have just a couple questions while
Please.
Scott's here.
Absolutely.
Really don't pertain to the contract per se, but I am very aware that it has been hard to find personnel, EMTs, paramedics. Is that improving any?
We are fully staffed here. We are down 1 paramedic in Newport. And we actually are interviewing this week and next week to have some additional AEMT people on staff, because what kills the budget is overtime, whether it's vacation time or sick time or additional calls. So if we can have a couple of floaters on the staff to pick up those times, and even pick up additional transfers if they're not needed for the 911 duties. And that way we have contracts with Copley Hospital and North Country Hospital for transports. And we're called just about daily to do transports for UVM, which we turn down because we can't send anybody not knowing what's going to happen here. But if we have extra people, we'll take those. And that's where the more transports we take, the less we need to charge the towns.
Compensation, personnel compensation competitive these days?
We change that annually, because it's changing with it. There is such a shortage in the state. That changes every year. Regardless of what we're paying, we're not paying them enough for what they do. We are very lucky to have some very good employees that are very dedicated to us. People are always being offered jobs at other services, but the people we have, seem to be staying. And one of the reasons for that is we are one of the busiest services in the state. We cover 880 square miles. And we have some people that are working part-time from services in Chittenden County. And the paramedics like coming up and working a 24 or 12-hour shift for us weekly or every 2 weeks. Because they can use their skills. A friend that's on South Burlington Fire and Rescue. He said, we just throw somebody in an ambulance and we're in the hospital in a couple of minutes. They go, I can be in Averill and have to get to Newport, or I can be in Belvedere and need to get to Copley. My skills are being utilized.
Yeah.
And it's good because it makes sure that they are utilizing their skills and they're proud of what they do.
Great, great. I admire what you all are doing individually and corporately.
Yeah, I couldn't do what they do. I can put budgets together and review budgets. I'm happy with that.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes.
Any other questions from the board? Or the public? All right, we've got a motion and a second. No further discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining?
There's that, and
All right, thank you very much.
that's the last signature that we needed, so we'll get that to the office shortly, and then we'll send a copy to John and the other 4 towns.
Thank you for coming in.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks very much, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks for your work.
All right, next item is Johnson Rail Trail Committee updates to Select Board.
We have several point people behind me.
So I've noticed you're ganging up on us a bit here.
Oh.
Looks like you've elected yourself or been elected. I'm not sure which.
I just like you to.
Well, we got to speak into the microphone. Thanks for adding us to the agenda, John. Appreciate that. So the first matter of business is that we've selected benches and a bike rack that we would like to go ahead on purchasing. I don't know if there's a way we could project this for you all.
I sent it to John.
Yeah, and I added it to the board packets.
Yeah.
So you should be able to see a picture of the bench that they like and a picture of the bike rack.
So,
And then they also have where they'd like to have those located.
and both of them are gonna be, the proposal is recycled plastic lumber, so it's very durable. And, they're guaranteed for at least 4 years, but they're basically won't rust. It might fade a little bit, but in the sun, but they're pretty durable. And then we found them online, an online vendor, but then we went to Royal Woodcraft, and because we figured why not go with the logo, and we got him. Basically, talked him down the price a little bit, so. The large bike racks are 900 each.
Yep. Which was comparable to the company in Tennessee, it's not local. They're asking 800. So this would support local business and simultaneously they would deliver them directly to the site, already fully constructed.
That is simple, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this is coming out of the funds from the Vermont Community Fund. Oh, yeah, it's a grant money.
Those grant money that's
We were
fully funded.
tasked with spending the money from this grant.
This is all grant money, you said?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
So it's pass through.
How much money is left there?
quite a bit.
Oh,
Isn't
how
there money
much?
being spent on the trailhead?
What's that?
Wasn't there money being spent on the trailhead?
That wasn't part of this, was it? There is some money being spent on the trailhead.
Yes, there is, but there,
That's also been designated.
yeah, we've gone through the budget and there is sufficient money
Yeah.
for that.
And as far as locations, where are the hopes to put these 5 bike racks in one bench?
So one's at the Cold Springs, we talked to the village and they would make a cement platform where they would want to put it. So it's not in the way of their. Plowing, right?
Yeah,
And
that's the
mowing,
idea.
plowing and mowing,
Mhm.
mowing. 2 at Jenna's Cafe, because a lot of bikers are going there and they're locking their bikes on the railing that I would have. So, between the Studio Center building, the old church and the Jenna's be there. And we've all talked to all these people and they're okay with having them. And then one for the general store, you have a general store and one at the Masons. That green area between the Masons building and the Butterman Farms. And we have
Okay.
permission from the
I
Masons.
got a question. Are these gonna be secured now?
They could be, they don't need to be.
You don't think
because-
so?
Well,
You don't think somebody's gonna wanna
they're like,
rip these things off?
they're like 500 pounds. Big and awkward. I think if anyone is able to do. I don't know.
When I was a high school
Yeah,
boy,
you can.
me and
For
another
fun.
500 pounds wouldn't be anything.
So they're meant, you can secure them, you can secure them either into the ground or cement, or you can do it any way you want. But they don't need to be.
I mean, these look
But that-
pretty nice. I mean,
And
somebody
cost.
might want these next to a camp or something.
Okay,
I
Yeah.
mean, I think they should be secured down.
okay.
Somehow, at least to make it a little difficult to
Yeah, I
lug it off.
think everyone on the committee except for me was wanting to do that.
You wanted to secure it down?
I was just like, no one's gonna steal this.
We have
And that
the,
the benches are nice. I mean, those could be recycled some other place pretty easily, I would think.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
We have the funds for anchors as well. I would be
that'd be a
open
smart
to
addition.
including them. The Cold Spring, That would be, that anchor would be done with the concrete pad and it would have to be able to be removed for the snow removal purposes. So that was the idea with that one. That one we could probably do.
We just put an anchor in the cement and then chain it.
yeah, that'd work good.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah, seeing this is just a pass through, Mr. Chairman, and it's an expenditure of $5,154. I'll make a motion that we approve this.
I'll second.
Right.
What are you happy
All
tonight?
right, so we have a
Well,
motion, we have a
costs the
second.
taxpayers any money, not the taxpayers of Johnson, I can support that with no problem.
We already have.
Any further discussion?
The other thing we want.
Oh,
Hope you guys do great work.
Here's the second thing.
thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
please.
on our wall.
You wanna,
Yeah, it's just is the bench same color as the bike rack, same color scheme, just out of curiosity?
Yes, we're going to do brown and green. I'm not sure if that printout has the
Yeah.
colors there, but yeah,
The bike rack does, the bench doesn't, that's why I was asking. Just
and then,
curious.
yeah, same colors for the bench.
The bench, are these like sections like cement? And
No.
then,
It looks like cement, but that's gonna be solid.
okay,
Plastic.
okay, they're same colors.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, so basically the brown would be the back part and the green would be the side.
Cool, looks good.
Nice.
vote on that motion?
Yeah, let's keep them separate. So any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? Okay, the ayes have it.
excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Benches and bike racks.
And then there was just one other
Please.
thing we had wanted to mention that, so as you're probably familiar, there was the scoping study for connecting the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail and the town, and there's some pretty grand plans there that would take years to establish and to move ahead on, but there's some starting basically steps, basically short term, what we could do now in order to attract people to the town of Johnson. And we've discussed them amongst the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail Committee. And it seems we would like your support in adding share roads to Railroad Street. If you're not familiar, they're just the white markings that go right on the road, painted on with a bicycle and arrows. I think that would invite people from the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail without some of the longer term planning that they have in mind. I feel it would be a relatively inexpensive addition to that road to bring just a little bit more attention to Johnson.
They already exist.
Yeah,
Probably need to be repainted.
I talked to Jason today and he plans on repainting them as part of his spring maintenance.
Is that the same scoping study that was talked about of decreasing the size of the road by 1 foot?
Yes.
Doing a bunch of work on the sidewalk? They
Yes.
said that we accepted the scoping study. I don't remember accepting the scoping study.
I don't
I remember discussing it, and we said they had to give with the village to do a bunch of this stuff, but I don't believe the select board ever accepted.
We
We
didn't,
did. We voted to accept their report.
No, except there, I don't recall accepting a report.
I'm sure we did.
No,
In the minutes.
Yeah, we did. I'm sure we did. I mean, we can look it up,
Accept the
but
re-
I think
We
we
didn't have a
accepted,
caveat there for the village to get with the village on some of this stuff.
we accepted the report as a work product, but we
We
didn't.
didn't accept it.
There was no implementation. We're gonna do everything in the report. No,
Gotcha,
no.
gotcha.
They got
The way it
clear.
accepted the scoping study, it gives the impression that we accepted it kind of the way it was.
Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, I looked up the minutes, having, and I sat here through this, I looked up the minutes, it did say accepted. And I think Evan, as he pointed out, probably a number of times, there's big problems. I think that the
I think we all did.
cooperation with the village, and I would strongly suggest that the select board, in conjunction with Jason, look and see what you can do to patch, to raise, anything you can do that would make that more inviting or safer, because these drains are terrible, you know? And if you could get somebody out and walk and say, what can we do with minimal money, minimal amount of time, anything you can do to help this road improve and be functioning for bicycles going down, and so they could say, oh, we can move over, because they don't dare move over now. And I think the other thing, lesson coming out of what you know on this is that you're going to need to look for alternatives for this, because of that. And the things to consider are some of your buyout properties where you could come down across Holmes Meadow and jump over on some buyout properties. And the other thing is there any route on Pomerleau and some of the buyouts that would get you closer to the bridge if you could find someone who would let you through? There are problems with everything, but fix this up the best you can to really help the village, and keep an eye on the buyout properties for what purpose they might serve in conjunction with that.
And wasn't one of the other simple first phase was to just add a sidewalk curb from the rail to the bridge, like where the Dennis property goods are?
Yeah, it was to get a sidewalk across, as had been proposed to the past to the trustees, put a sidewalk on what was Parkland Stern, you know, and it got, you know, it was not installed because they wanted to keep Parkland Stearns in business. It would very much help, in people's opinion, is that it would help if there was some guidance down that street, if some things directing people. A sidewalk across that would close the gap.
And I think that's pretty well articulated in the plan, as I recall. That was like step one.
Yeah.
So, long and short of it, we'd like you to look at is try moving ahead with step one.
When you were on the board, that road needs to be fixed. And it needed to be fixed a long time ago. That concrete needs to be all ripped up, the infrastructure needs to be replaced. It's gonna be a big job. Needs to be done right someday. We can't do these Band-Aids year after year on that stupid road.
Absolutely, but there's, you know, I think my theory is that people are going to form habits and people will find opportunity in other towns if they aren't coming in here. We need to get something to encourage people to come here as much as possible.
Our town is in the perfect location for people who are in the rail trail to stop for food and for lodging. And
You said Hyde Park?
our town Johnson is perfect location. And they're not stop.
Yeah, it's midway, or the studies of people who ride the entire trail showed that most people complete it in 3 days. And Johnson is on the second day, regardless of which way they're headed. You know,
It's the day when they have the most time.
so yeah, it really is. We're in a sweet spot here for inviting people in. I don't know if that sidewalk, would that involve repaving that street first? In order to install the sidewalk up to that bridge location.
So
Go ahead.
to,
I've talked enough.
I've done my fair share.
You always do. No question about it.
To address those two things, I wonder if quick and cheap's not the right way to word it, but do you think that you could talk with Janice Promise and see if we could paint across that little parking strip to the sidewalk in front of the store? And at least direct people to the sidewalk. I don't know if we can repair the sidewalk.
I mean, like a
But-
crossing.
Yeah, it'd just be a
On the
paint
other side of the
across.
bridge, you mean?
There's already a sidewalk from the rail trail. There's already a sidewalk from a parking and Stearns old building. It's the whole parking lot from there. to- Is there is there some sort of indication or something that could be done? Maybe if we could get permission, we could give it a try for a year and
Yeah.
see if we could get somebody to come in and paint. The other thing is that asphalt on Railroad Street, we were potentially gonna repair last year. Could you talk with Jason and see?
I have
If
had
that's-
a couple conversations with Jason. His big concern on paving Railroad Street is the condition of the storm drains.
Yeah,
So, but he also had a chance to talk to Eric, and the village, I guess, is looking at some grant funding to redo the underneath Railroad Street. And I talked to Eric about possibly maybe the town and the village going together on a grant where they would get money to fix underneath it, and then we would get money to pave it. But I
That's
mean,
gonna
that's
be-
not gonna happen this year.
extremely expensive.
Yeah, and that's why I think the village is looking at some grant
It's-
funds. I guess Eric has already talked with Seth Jepson and
It's all clay.
LCPC to try to get some money for the underneath.
It's a concrete based road.
But
But
in any event,
anyways,
that's gonna be a multi-year process.
What
so
what we were
in the
talking
meantime-
about last year with repairs was on the river side of the last catch basin. That horrible potholy area.
Mhm.
There was a discussion about from there to the bridge with our paving maintenance budget line. And I think it was late in the year and the board didn't make a decision in time. But that's still on the plans. We could get it done in June, maybe. And that could be like two quick, small things
I think that'd be
at
great.
I already have budget for this one, and this one might be cheap if the landowner's willing.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Peter had something up on his computer just a minute ago.
Oh, I just wonder, this is
that's the share row.
that's Sherwood.
Florida this winter, a lot of bike road, even on some narrow roads, they had those going one way and the other, so people know they were biking.
Okay, so these are right in the middle of the travel
They don't
lane,
have
right?
to
It's
be
not like
on
off
the
to the side,
Right in the traffic.
right in the, okay.
Right in the middle.
People know what's going on this bike.
Yeah,
We painted them before. They've been there before, maybe they need to be more resolute about putting it back. I think your idea, Adam, is absolutely wonderful. To try to get a start on this, it would be helpful. Jackie Casino wants to come down early April, late April, early May. And they're planning to do more signage. Part of this direction stuff will also be some signage stuff there.
Telling people the village is that.
Come to our meeting or your meeting?
She's coming to the trail, and she wants to meet with John.
Oh, okay,
With
great.
as representative, you folk.
Yeah,
Yeah, that paired with some share rows we feel would be quite effective.
Hmm.
The share rows in the middle of the road would also steer bike traffic away from the storm drains there
Yeah.
to the side.
I'm curious what the rail trail committee thought of the Boric scoping study, if there was an option you liked or how you felt about it. how you felt about the scoping study? For,
I thought they missed the boat. I told them in the very beginning, the village wasn't, they needed to talk to the village. I
Mhm.
told them before they did the final report. And I think they misread the community when they did the recommended, purpose of this was to get traffic into the village, commercial, economic, and connecting over to another part of the community, the skate park area. I thought was just completely out of the area of this report was.
I think
Oh, yeah.
Plan 3 stuck out to me the most. I think that one is the one that goes around the outside of Old Mill. And then what is that, River
I
Road?
think that's 3B.
A 3B.
Yeah.
I think that seemed to have the most favor among all of us when just considering just practicality, you know, and then
Safety.
safety and
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was a very awkward meeting.
The scoping
Doug.
stuff.
Well, I know, Doug, you've done a lot of research on, like putting in a trail between the rail trail and Main Street, like behind with the buyout properties, right?
Yeah.
Have you been working on that anymore, or is that still a viable option?
I haven't done any more work on that. I encouraged VHB to take a look at that, and I think they would have, except that we didn't have the money to pay them. It wasn't in our grant. I mean, I think they resolutely decided not to. There are issues there. If you get the buyout property, you get as far as Seth Manchester's property. Okay, but then it's either just a very nice dead end ride, or you get back up to Railroad Street, you know, so it would have to be, there's some people work out there.
Mhm.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah.
It would be the discussion that we had at Tom Galmat and I was involved in, where we had a representative from the people who would bless the placement of bridges and they're already lined up. We can find, I can find it, or John can find it, and so it would. You could put we found out that maybe you could put a path in this kind of terrain that floods like that, a certain kind of path, and you also, like, talking about the stone market thing, and we also talked about the how difficult would it be to get a bridge across from Holmes Meadow, that jumped from Holmes Meadow to West River Road, and then went across the bridge, went to Mark Woodbridge property and Burleson, things like that, and those all seem to be doable at that point. You know, there are some, looking at it myself, I think there are some title issues. There might be some, you have some things that it's not like we own and control everything there. But I think that's where my suggestion is, that's where the board should look for how to provide access at some point. You also, coming up Route 15 has its own problems, you know.
Certainly. Other questions? Thank you for your feedback. We may throw some of this back to you folks, just warning you, but
We're open to that. Thank you.
Doug?
For the time.
Thing on the agenda, appointment of the
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
That should have been on the consent, didn't it?
Yeah, should have been, but we didn't.
Dan, was it Langevin? Langevin.
Motion to approve the appointment.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Hi.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? The ayes have it. Well done.
Thank you.
You have a new member.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really gotta look at our appointment also.
Yeah, let's-
Huh?
So Evan, would an appointment like that go into the consent agenda?
Yeah, that's how we handled it before,
Okay.
just. It's quick, if the committees meet and make a recommendation. We've only denied it a few times. Right, Mike?
Okay, next item is opening bids for the skate park, review and vote to award. I believe the bids are here. These both for the skate park?
Yes. This is sharp.
Just don't take your fingers inside there. Keep your fingers.
Postman brought this up here for you, you better use it.
You better use, you're gonna offend us, you know, use it.
What's there now?
Get over it.
I didn't bring my good one.
What's there now?
All dig safe,
This will look.
it's the law.
I called them before and they never answered.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to read this out.
You're
Okay.
good.
I'm going to ask you to read this out.
Okay.
I
Um,
opened it.
Yeah, future sealed bids. I know like this is a special one, but we can make the. Bid date like the Friday before the meeting and then you can just undo them and send us a sheet like Carl does.
Okay,
If you're cool with that.
that's up to the board, you know,
Should be opened by only
typically,
one person. You gotta open with Rosemary or with me or somebody.
Well, this looks
It's
like
gotta be
really
at least two
official.
people.
Doing it this
It
way.
does look official.
Yeah. And it looks
Okay.
like nobody's trying to pull something.
Right,
I mean, if you got a contentious bid or something, then nobody can say that there was.
right.
Exactly.
That would
Okay.
be up to the board how they,
Nobody emailed the bid?
no.
Go.
Oh, we were green.
So this is Jeff Hall, Catamount Skate Parks. Says, I'm excited to learn that the flat bottom bowl will be added to earlier projects we built in Johnson. His brief background on the experience and history of Catamount Skate Parks. Our team is comprised of dedicated skateboarding enthusiasts who met while building concrete skate parks across the country and working in commercial and residential construction. Individually, our members have over 20 years of experience in concrete skate parks and other construction. We established Catamount Skate Parks in 2021 to bring this collective expertise to our own projects and the projects designed by large national companies like Gridline and American Ramp Company. We strive to integrate skate park design with local input. We align our construction process with local flood management guidelines and use durable flood-resistant material. Please see the attached list of our skate parks we've completed and examples of our recent work. I'm available to answer any questions you may have. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, the price, $228,155. Additional work for hydro seed and additional 4,000.
220,000 what?
228,155. The hydro seed would be an additional 4,000, making it 232,155.
So you said 220 or 228?
228155.
What's the other one?
For an additional 4,000 for hydro seeding.
4,000 even.
Yes. For a total, so the total would be 322,155.
Stands.
$250,000.
Okay,
Okay, let's keep that all together.
Rosemary, do you know how much money we have from the FEMA?
Around 160. I think.
No 160.
Okay. I like that package a lot better.
Opening bid number 2, which just is Johnson Skate Park. Whoa. John, in a minute.
We only have 2?
Yes.
We only have 2.
Although at these numbers, Mike might put in a bid. You can get back in the concrete
After
business.
He does poisoning.
Yeah.
Or
What's tree injection?
sorry. Rampage LLC. Rampage.
Rampage LLC. Rampage LLC is presented in the source files as a skate park design and construction firm led by David Peterson. The following contact block is essential directly from the uploaded firm materials and is suitable as a first pass identity section for the proposal. Legal trade name, Rampage LLC. Primary contact, David Peterson. Business description, State Park Design and Construction Firm, address 634 New Haven Avenue, Milford, Connecticut. Phone 203-521-1645. I'm gonna see if I can get to the meat and potatoes. 232 even.
No ads, just $232?
232,000.
$155 off. How can that possibly be?
No.
It is amazing.
No, that's
And is that hydro
3,000.
seeding? Is that?
No,
$745.
Steel fabrication, loan, replacing concrete,
So that's
backfill.
232.
Oh, you added the 4.
Add the 4.
Yeah. I was talking base bid.
No, I'm not in the 4. The total price for the top one is 232, 155. The total price for the bottom one is 232. They're both too much.
Not if we had
I
our own.
wanna
hydro
go with
seeding done.
Catamount.
Yes, we do.
Now he's got backfill
Hey,
provided
come
by
on,
the
let's
town.
settle down here.
They've got backfill provided by the town and topsoil. And they're charging us 7,000.
Who?
Backfill provided by the town and topsoil, 7,000. So that would be the backfill for the
We're around it. Backfill around the outside of it,
Yeah.
probably.
No, that would be.
Are they referring to harvesting or? I mean, is that clear? Are they referring to harvesting that? Or bringing it in?
There's no, it just is backfill provided by the town and topsoil. That's probably for the berm.
Oh, sure, yeah.
This-
But that makes an assumption that the town is gonna do that work, and that was not part of the RFP.
With the $72,000 delta. How are we gonna make that up? How are we gonna make that up? How are we gonna continue?
Well, there are some thoughts on the worksheet thing that did that go before?
That did. I didn't have a chance to.
Well, I was.
Is it in here?
No.
This available funds and so forth. Money for sure brings it up to 170, but it's on. And then,
Yeah, we have a skate park reserve
yeah,
and we got 10,176 in that. The budget has 3,750 for maintenance, 5,000 for capital. So that would give us an additional 18,926.61 to add to the 160 that we have. But I mean, we'd still be looking for grant funds and.
yeah. So we would have to talk about either a construction loan as a bridge, but nobody has started talking to Carl Rogers yet about potential grants. Like that's because fundraising will help, but.
Now you said,
I'm not clear.
Tony,
What exactly is the delta? What are we trying to raise?
45,000.
I appreciate all the work you folks
Wait.
have done, but this little skate park is turned into a Taj Mahal.
Hang on.
now,
How busy
Is it 55,000? No,
Very. Every day.
no, it's 45,000.
now Casey, Tony Hawk Foundation, you said they had money available for skate parks? You said Tony Hawk?
as you could apply for a grant.
Yeah,
Yes, they have that's one grant source. But for something of the size that is needed, this is beyond the scope of the little grants that I know. And so it's a Carl conversation.
I wonder if
It's not
Vermont,
that it can't be done, it's just I don't have the
Right.
answer right now. I think it can be done.
I mean, one option too would be to go back to the bid that's selected. And say, go to the contractor and say, hey, what can we do to save some money here?
Haven't we had constant problems with vandalizing down there?
Not the concrete stuff, no.
Okay.
No, the concrete stuff, in fact, is really pretty bulletproof.
It came to quite a head of like COVID and post-COVID. it hasn't been a problem. Actually, since we built the house,
I just hope that, you know, if this thing comes to fruition, it isn't covered in graffiti or something.
Well, it's a skate park. Graffiti kind of fits a skate park.
you know, it's commonly used by the entire neighborhood and people that come there, the different reasons is used both of them. You know, the community garden, Hollywood garden, and so forth. But what about references or, I mean, my concern here is that we know very much, obviously, about, you know, the Catamount company. We really don't know anything at all about Rampage.
Yeah, I think as a point of process, we might have thought this through a little bit better ahead of time, or I might have, I should say. We've opened the bids, we've read them into the record. I think we now need to read them and go through them in detail and check references and so forth. We're not, I don't think, in a position to make an award just because we opened them. And number two, we don't have the money anyway. So
Number two, what?
we don't have the money yet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's the
Um,
But I think there was, we asked about schedules.
But this has to be done by July 1st.
It says review and vote to award.
that's, like I said, I should have thought this process through a little bit better because I don't think that's appropriate.
So
But if an award isn't made fairly soon, we won't be on, we have a firm June 30th total completion deadline.
Do you know how much an extension, how far out a extension would be, Rosemary?
And
You got that FEMA.
one estimate I know is like 5 to 7 weeks.
We're still working on the permit too for
Yeah, and we're working on the permit.
I know,
the Act 250.
I know. This has been extended for 2.5 years. Give or take. We keep filing extensions on it.
This has been extended already, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if FEMA would accept another extension or not. I don't have a plan. I can get you the contact number. But as it sits tonight, exactly with the information I have in front of me, my motion would be to reject both bids. With a request for somebody to talk to the contractors and see what they can cut to get down 160,000. But that's favoritism to one contractor if you don't talk to another, so.
Important context about the FEMA budget and bids is the FEMA budget was built by FEMA, which means it's weird to begin with, in 2024. We should be down to something like $29 and something, $29 a square foot, which is not realistic. Current price per square foot is more like 45. I know that the park in Waterbury was $45 a square foot. Contractors aren't gonna, revert to unreality. They can't. I think we need to talk to Carl and find out about other sources but we can't do.
Well, we can't apply for grants and wait for them to come in if you have a July deadline.
Sure.
Now, maybe Vermont Community Loan Fund or whatever. I was reading today that they have all kinds of loans for municipalities, and they actually have a recreation area of loans.
Seems like lately we're getting backed into a corner every time we turn around. Like deadlines that we have to make decisions if we don't have money to pay for things.
Maybe a full-time CDS would help us.
There we go.
He's waiting for that.
So my motion's dead. I take it.
I don't think anybody really took it as a motion, so why don't you make it so we can all hear it? You said your motion would be, but
My motion is to reject the two bids. You have to motion to do something, either accept one or the other or reject, right?
Second.
was there discussion?
There's definitely further discussion. I'm not saying that this is,
So your motion is to reject them and contact the.
Well,
both bidders
I don't,
And
find out if we can get an extension from FEMA during that conversation. Are they willing to admit that their funding is less than square foot price of like the projects? Maybe they'll make up that funding gap. B, C, D, whatever letter I'm on, maybe the Vermont Community Foundation will give some money to this project. Maybe there's faster money. Maybe the Vermont Realtors Association will get this. They do. What did they give money for?
The operating.
Maybe this is another good application. It's a large, spitball numbers off my head, it's 55,000. That's not an exact number, but it's overcomable by some organizations.
it's not huge, yeah.
I think, well, we say it's not huge, but we're $500,000 in the hole on another project, and the timeline is very difficult. Another thing that maybe we could do, I don't know if I love it, but we could have a special town meeting and dedicate some of our cash on hand that we didn't reserve out.
That was only about 30 grand. If I remember correctly.
Part of the delta.
Am I right? I'm remembering that right.
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
That's my further
Okay.
discussion. The motion is still to
Yeah.
reject both bids.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut the project. I want to be able to afford the project. Hopefully that's clear.
The question is, we've got to identify some steps and, who would win.
Right. Well, I think Evan just started that process further. Peter?
So process, kind of, we reject bids tonight. Scurry around, find that we now have the money. What do we do? Ask for bids all over again?
We already have,
Can we go back to these bids?
Can you put them on hold?
you're asking me to amend my motion to pause the bids? Reject answering tonight?
I'm honestly not sure what the appropriate policy wording is there, but whether we reject them or pause them, our intention is to go back to both of them, see if there's room to be reduced
So-
and do some further homework.
What about a motion just not to award?
There you go. I'd like to amend my motion not to award a bidder tonight. Thanks, John. But you have to take that as a friendly amendment.
It's very friendly.
Okay,
I'll make it friendly.
Further discussion.
thanks, John.
So we have some steps. John, I saw you taking notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crank up the printing press, no slow money.
And just to be clear, the deadline for finished construction is,
June 30th.
The entire project is June 30th, or else we risk losing all the FEMA money.
okay, but FEMA is one of our contacts, but
Yes, it seemed to me that the decision or the approval for the delay or what do you call it, extension came from Vermont, because the communication came from Kim Canareki. Because Vermont has the money, thank God, and Rosemary says, we in fact. We have it, that's great, but we can lose it. The original deadline, of course, was December 31st of last year. They gave us approval in November. We needed an extension, that was logical. This is a different type of reason. I can't predict how Vermont will react.
but it's still a reasonable ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Well-
I know, right,
I think the other thing too that we can work on is we're still working on the permit.
I know.
And I mean, that would be something too that we could talk to FEMA about is.
reason
that's
for
gonna
extension.
delay- It's gonna delay the project until we get it.
Yep. Okay, further discussion. So the motion is to not to award with some follow-up steps.
So to answer your process question, I guess if we get everything answered, we can vote next meeting. Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you for all you do for the skate park. Horrible financial time for the town right now.
All right, next item is RFP for Legion Field. Review the RFP and consider approving so it can be posted. We have a
Yeah, I've been
copy.
working with Howard on the RFP for Legion Field. He did get back to me today with some drawings, so I've added that to your packet.
So the only thing that's new in the packet is the drawings.
Yes.
Okay.
The scope of work is to build a 22 by 22 by 1 foot stone base consisting of 3-inch minus wash stone for the bandstand to permanently rest on. Move the bandstand and install the base on the base. Initiate repairs to the bandstand, including repairing the skirt around the bandstand and the base of the upright beams that are showing sign of deterioration. Install a 20 foot by 8 foot furnished container to the site. Establish a 10 foot by 25 foot pad compiled of 2-inch minus wash stone. Install electricity to the site using underground 2.5-inch conduit. Conduit must be set below the frost line. Install a 200 amp breaker box on site. Install electric from the field electric stanchion to the bandstand approximately 80 feet. Install electric to the community oven approximately 40 feet. Install 240 volt power to 3 locations for the Thursday night live vendor use appropriate 60 feet, 135 feet, and 160 feet. See attached drawing. Grade and roll 150 50 by 100 area for the skating rink. This can be done after summer session of Thursday night live. And maintain general liability insurance, workers' comp insurance, and business equipment insurance, and provide proof of such policies to the town of Johnson.
Remind me how much money we have again?
$24,000, 23,000.
Okay.
And by the way, the line, the power, conduit only needs to be about 18 inches deep. not
18 inches deep.
But let's, code will determine that.
Howard, there was some talk you wanted to be, like, there was talk that you wanted to be like clerk of the works on this, or was it the overall project you wanted to be clerk of the works on?
Mostly it's, for me, it's. I could go either way, Mike, but I could go either way.
Okay,
I would like to use Mike Lanfear to move the bandstand, and so I proposed that actually moving the bandstand would not be in contract for this RFP. That, you know, Mike and I would deal with it, and but before we actually ran up any money, we'll let you know and get your clearance on it. But
Well, that includes.
Say that again. So where's that money come from? If it's not part of this.
of course, I'm hoping that because we restricted the overall scope of this RFP, that there will be money enough to move the bandstand. To put it, to turn it, slide it back on, just grab it.
So
That's not in.
these are nice drawings, by the way. They're actually, they're much better than some of the other ones I've seen lately on other projects.
So the scope of work,
You mean?
So
the scope of work that's here says prepare a base, move the bandstand, and install on base.
Well, okay, we can go either way with that, but I want Mike Lanfear on the job.
well, if we're gonna take that off the scope of work, what about the container? Do you want Mike to do that as well? Because
No, anybody can do container.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let's go back. We haven't awarded this to Howard. you got a bid on this, right? I mean, this is an RFP we're gonna put out for bid, so we can't be discussing who's gonna do the work. That's
Okay.
not how this is gonna go.
Oh, right.
Let's just go with it and we'll figure it out.
Can we take out the conduit for the light poles and do that as an ad alternate?
Yeah,
We can do anything you want.
Just because if we don't have the money for it,
Right.
we won't select it. I mean, if it was never there before, it'd be ideal if it was there. You need power to the bandstand.
Well, the reason it's there now is because we're not doing the lights now. We are just doing stanchions in 2 places.
Right.
And so while we're digging up and trenching, and we have an electrician on the site, it made sense to run 1-inch conduit to the 2 light positions. And, and finish up at with a small stanchion, which would include power for, the vendors for food and that line. But, and it would be a bit, and obviously the wires would be running such for the lights for the time. The lights are gonna be a couple of grand spending, I mean,
Expensive.
yeah. So,
It's calling for. Yeah,
I was also gonna suggest having some alternates for things that are nice to have versus what needs to happen from our priority list. I like your drawings you did, but I think we should include the drawing that we also approved as well.
well,
The overall,
Yeah,
this is more of a construction drawing because it calls out like the size of the conduit.
Yeah.
And lengths.
yeah, I think I'm fine with this being included as well, but
it still has the spirit of what the town is, what we all decided.
but I don't think there's no harm in adding more information.
we could certainly include it. What I wouldn't want to do is muddy the water as to what's in the RFP, that's all, but I think it's pretty specifically spelled out in here.
We're gonna have a different meter for the library and Tuesday Night Live.
What's that?
We're gonna have a different electric meter for the library and
Yeah.
Tuesday Night Live.
Yeah.
It's not suck.
We have to pay for each of them.
Gotta get that customer charge.
Right.
We have to buy the transformer, we have to buy the meter, we're gonna have to buy the other meter.
Well, we're using the same power supply.
Right.
It's just that each of the loads are being different. Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Somebody wanna make a motion here? Are we waffling enough? Too muddy?
No, I think it's pretty clear.
I think if
actually.
it's broke out to add alternates where if we couldn't afford to do the things, we don't have to do them.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, if you read it here, it's pretty clear. We're running the wire for electricity, the conduit, but we're not putting any lights, we're not putting any poles.
Right.
They're not included in here.
Right.
Would be included if there's money left over, I suppose, but that seems unlikely. That never happens.
Yeah.
What else are you
Lately,
considering as options? Yeah,
You can
right.
wish in one hand and crap in the other one.
no, it's just that. It's just that is not all.
So you want to propose some wording?
I'll just approve it as is. If somebody will make a motion, we can move on.
Well, the other thing too is, I mean, we could award a contractor, see what the bids are, see what kind of money we have and, you know, make decisions with the contractor that's selected. Whether we add or whether we subtract based on what the bid is and how much money we have.
Okay, so we're ready for motion, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me. To approve the RFP as it is.
Yeah.
So moved.
No, it's alternates,
Okay, well, okay, so approving,
not as written.
what is it specifically you want to add? Can't just throw out.
Well, me and Evan were talking about having alternates in here.
I motion that we approve the RFP as written with the exception of the installation or the field electrical stanchions to bandstand of 80 feet. 40 feet, 60 feet, and 130 and 160 feet. being moved to an add alternate line item in the RFP. Where's mud?
I'll second.
So you want those to,
All we're doing is we're bringing power to the bandstand and that's it.
For sure to the bandstand, if we have the money to everything.
Yeah,
But if we don't have the money, we can just approve.
But
We got power to the bandstand container. flattening,
Yeah.
So
leave
those,
it, you know.
those items should be quoted separately, so we know exactly what the.
so do you want to install the electric to the community oven? Or do you want that taken out of it as well?
Well, that
It actually works, the community oven doesn't use swap for power, and they're working off an extension cord right now. And it's wrapped up in one of the trees.
Mhm.
But it works,
It works.
you know, the lights are on.
'Cause I-
That's to say.
yeah, but where's that coming from?
That's going to, that's just a
From the
small
poles
piece of
right
labor,
there.
it's coming off the same,
Number 2.
it's coming off the existing power expansion next to the, nearest to the, oven.
And where's that get power from?
The pole. God.
Sure.
It be a little facetious, but yeah, it comes from across the street down. It's the same old power that we've been using all along.
Okay, there you go. That
None of
makes
that
sense.
box in the middle. Right?
Yeah, there are 2 of them over there, or there were, now there's 1 now.
So we'll have 3 meter sockets on that deal. And we can
Well, we have
bill
one now.
each committee,
We have 1 now,
but your new one's gonna come off from a different
yeah,
transformer.
oh, it is.
So we can bill the bread oven for the monthly customer fee there. Tuesday Night Live for the monthly customer fee and the library for the monthly customer fee.
We're just making money.
It'd be nice, we can pay $110 a month if we don't
We can
burn any
take that away,
electricity.
charge
over
the
it.
Skate park, we'll be all set.
Is that about accurate?
We're not making money, the village is making.
All right, so let's get back on topic here. So we are. Evan
Add
called out
alternate,
the ad alternates, and we're including the bread oven. in
as an
that
add
one,
alternate, yeah,
As an ad alternate, just in case. Okay,
they can pay for their own.
They've got water now in the way, what do they care?
Right?
We can wash our hands now before we eat pizza.
All right,
all right,
that,
so we have a motion.
and we have a second.
We don't think we have a second.
I think Adrian seconded.
Yeah.
I did.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Please say aye.
Hey.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those
That's it.
abstaining? All right, you guys have it.
Maybe Casey.
Scaring me.
I know, right? Who is this guy? All right, RFP is approved.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Thank
drawing,
you.
Howard. All right, check that off. Highway grant in aid application.
Why is the logo
John.
so stretched?
What in the world is they really to discuss?
Because they like to use more toner. Motion to approve the highway grants and aid application
Okay.
as presented.
Nothing to discuss here.
Comments,
Unless you want
questions,
to waste a half
discussion?
an hour.
Yes,
Tell us what you really think, Mike.
There is a resident that requested that we pave all the way down Sunset Drive, and that's not in this application, but we can talk about that later.
So,
so this is for 200,000. Jason would like to do Wilson Road to the bridge.
good night, Steve. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
On the other side of the bridge, go up both sides. He hasn't got a bid yet. Or he hasn't got a number yet for the budget, but he's working with Pike on that. I told him, this is due April 15th,
Thank you both.
so we got to get that number in for the budget.
Yeah.
It's for 200,000.
And Spitzer Hill is a class 3 highway. So the number that he gets from Pike will have to just be Wilson Road. Because that money for Spitzer Hill won't apply to this.
That's when you go off to the right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Are you gonna go to the town line on
on
that
Spitzer Hill.
hill?
I don't believe so. Not the last time I talked, but
Now,
'Cause
what
it's
about
not
the
that
left?
far.
it's not, but it's, I think we were just talking about going to the top of the hill. believe it or not, it wouldn't be very much.
So the road to the left up to the transfer station is class 2.
Yes.
Yes, Wilson Road's class 2.
Wilson Road.
Public.
Okay, so this will be on the grant and then this will be. on
Yeah,
the-
it'd come out of paving reserves. And some money's gonna have to come out of paving reserves anyways. 'Cause
Yeah.
this only pays what percentage
much?
in the project? Thought it was a certain percent with
Does
a
it
max.
say
out of
somewhere?
pocket.
Yeah, I thought I read that somewhere.
20% local match.
And we'll have the money for
But
it.
that's in kind as
Yeah.
well, so it's not money necessarily.
So there's a motion and a second.
We have a motion. Who made the motion?
I did.
I second it.
Did, you got Mike? Okay, further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? The ayes have it, Donna. Close vote, but they made it. All right,
So the next one is a grant and aid program. It's for up to 15,000 with a 25% match. The match can be Town of Johnson equipment or manpower. The purpose of the grant is for projects that will increase water drainage, make our community more weather resilient. The grant period is from July 1st, 2026 to September 2027. And I
So
talked to
moved.
Jason and he's got some ditching and some work he'd like to do with the grant.
I'll second Mike.
wow, look at this, okay. Further discussion?
Motion was to approve, right?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions, none.
I'm
Ayes
just
have
gonna
it.
oppose the next one, just so that we get one opposed.
Somebody's gonna oppose something.
Well, you're gonna oppose a school director gravel processing.
Your emails aren't in here. For this
We're running out.
school board?
We might get out of here by 9
I didn't get any names.
Yeah, I did not reach out to him.
Okay, so.
I did hear from, was it Scott Meyer?
The
Was
school
one of,
board has appointed 3 people.
Perfect.
Who they appointed?
Scott Meyer, your cousin's wife, what's her name?
Oh,
Elizabeth.
boy. Yeah,
And what's the other one? Elizabeth's.
there was a Liz and an Elizabeth.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're
Thank you,
they're both
Scott.
named Elizabeth.
Mhm.
Condolences, Scott, and congratulations, Scott.
Much appreciated.
I mean that in good fun.
So we don't have
Okay, I'm
to-
not sure exactly what we do with this, They've already been appointed.
The school board already appointed.
Okay.
It went
So,
over our heads.
We say. Okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, next item, RFP for gravel processing.
yeah, I talked with Jason. He says he's got approximately 10,165 yards of material that was moved from the town gravel pit to the site. He's requesting the material be processed to a level of 3/4 inch minus. He stated the rocks will need to be crushed and he'd like the material to be stored in one pile. He said ultimately he'd like to have it done on or about by June 1st. And that would keep him in line with his summer work schedule.
We cut a check to the,
This would then allow you to sand or whatever for next year.
That would allow him to use it for
Okay.
material or whatever he needs. And that's why he went with the 3/4 inch minus.
Hey, you
Yeah,
should drop
okay.
into this.
And he said, we also talked to about, once we had a timetable for this, getting the salt at the same time. So it could be mixed, as it's being piled.
Okay. Any discussion, concerns, questions?
does this have the M Shaw requirements or whatever being under the bidder? How does that work?
You always have to muddy the works, don't you?
What requirements were we talking about?
Mining safety and occupational hazard.
Yeah. Blah, blah.
Safety and hazardous document. Oh, we're not allowed by our M Shaw license to run a crusher. Whatever contractor comes in needs it to be under their license. Otherwise, our foreman is potentially in trouble with the state, I think, and I don't want that to happen. I could be misunderstanding that.
Okay,
I
so
think
how
there-
about we add a line saying the contractor
You just
must
work,
hold all appropriate licenses from the state.
Yeah,
Something like
there's
that.
another bullet right there with a whole pile of them.
perfect. It
Good.
protects our employees.
Yep. Oh, good.
Good.
Well done.
Put that bullet
Anything
in.
else?
Did we make a motion?
I'm hoping you make one.
Yeah,
I'll move that we approve the request for proposals for gravel processing. With the addition of. why am I
Temperature.
blank?
Licensure.
Contractor must have appropriate
Appropriate.
licenses.
Necessary required license.
that covers it.
I'll second.
Here we go.
This is a short
Yep.
turnaround. It's only 10 days.
Where's it down? Where is it? April 6th. April 16th. Is that
Whatever.
reasonable? Nothing I
Can you email me when you get
Pretty
it up
small
on the
job.
town website?
Yep.
Do you think 10 days is enough for this?
I said it was a short turnaround.
It is, I think it is a little.
Well, I guess the goal was to have it
Well, if we want
where
to.
I could present the bids to the board
By our
at the next meeting.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
we'll
I
see
mean,
what happens.
We can
Yeah.
extend it if you wish.
We have to extend it.
Can RFPs just go on the website? Do we post them on Front Porch Forum or anywhere else either?
Yeah.
This one, and whenever we do the RFP for the asphalt would be good on like works in progress or something like that. Bigger site that a lot of contractors look at.
Okay.
But for forum makes sense too, just for public ones.
Yep.
And our socials.
So did you make a motion to approve with amendments, Peter?
Yeah, Peter did.
Did anybody second? that?
Adrian did.
Adrian did.
It's been second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstained? Ayes have it.
Oh, I said I was gonna vote against that.
We have approved that.
Did, have we paid
We are at the end.
for that material?
I know it's.
For what material? You mean to?
10,165 yards times $2 a yard needs to be written. A check to somebody.
Somebody needs to bring me an invoice.
Does he have to invoice
Yeah.
us?
Usually
He
Jason
gives
keeps
us-
track of all what he takes out.
John.
Then submits it twice. a
Which
year.
he didn't
Adrian.
take out. But the contractor did, but we're still liable for that expense. John,
Yes.
can you? Are we out of the meeting?
No, we haven't adjourned yet. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Well, I just wanted to be on record for this. Can you talk with Jason about verifying the material amounts? And getting us slip to Rosemary so we can purchase that material?
Yep.
It needs to be something for you to go on.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're the math behind the scenes. Which
And-
is
and
probably
it's
the
a
most
ver-
important part. It's all material that was extracted out of there, but Jason should look at it. We have the engineer that verified what the contractor did, but Jason should need the final say.
Mhm.
We just spent 20 grand.
What are you grinning about?
Well, we were 50 grand short of that one.
All right. So, motion to adjourn, anything
Second.
else I'm gonna bring up? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye.
Well, that